Hello, hello, hello. Is this thing on? Once again, welcome to the stream, welcome to the stream, welcome to the stream. It's Bose 831 Gaming live on Saturday night. Yes again. Once again, Bose 831 Gaming live on Twitch. We're playing Farming Simulator 22. And we're on the ELM Creek farm, and this is my continuation of my Twitch live stream series in Farming Simulator 22 on Elm Creek. And I'm just kind of picking up from where we left off. This is one of those instances where I haven't really done any off-camera activity other than us taking care of the horses, if you will, off camera. So I'm actually, for the most part, picking up exactly from where we left off on the last live. And we can go kind of take a quick look at the horses, and the needs have already been taken care of for this morning. So on to the next normal activities we do at the start of a farm day, and that's making sure we're taking care of the greenhouses. I don't think I had knock those out just yet, but let's go to our production change menu and double check that real quick. Okay, yes, the greenhouses still need water and manure. It looks like we did actually get around to getting the seeds taken care of, so we just need to do, and really just the water. The manure is, well, we can do, yeah, most of the manure looks like it's taken care of. In most spots, it's just not 100% in all spaces, so we can handle both of those. So first thing we're gonna do is just go grab a small load of manure, and then we'll try to run through and hit all the field points in the greenhouses and take it from there. But I hope everyone has had a wonderful day or night or whatever the time may be where you're at in the world. But in either case, I hope everything is going great for you. And if not, just stay positive. Things will get turned around. They always do. That's one of the things in life. If you're living, you're going to experience highs, you're going to experience lows, and that's just part of living. If you're not experiencing these things, then you're not living. And that's just a sad way to be. Alright, here we are. So let's just go grab a little bit of manure. About 800 liters should just about do that job. I would think so. And we'll go take this load back over to our greenhouses. And try to hit all the different spots. That are not showing as field. And we're going to employ the same technique that we usually do, and I try to line myself up by the doors of each of the greenhouses and just hit the key for dumping, because again the trailer dumping activity doesn't work the same way that the liquid trailers work, so you have to manually go through each and every one. The liquid trailers, you can just hit the key one time and just drive between them, and it'll automatically start dumping when the game senses a trigger that still needs filling. But for whatever reason, the dump triggers don't work the same way. So you have to kind of manually go between each one and then hit the dump key each time. All right. For me, it's mostly just trial and error and trying to guess where everything's at. And we're down to 351 liters, so we definitely had hit some of them. Let's see if we hit them all. So looking back into our production change menu, let's go through all of the greenhouses and see how we did. Alright. Alright, this we got one that we didn't, a couple that we didn't hit. Actually a few still that we did not hit, which is crazy. Given, excuse me there, having a little issues with my throat the last few days and trying to get that cleared up. So I'm going to go through one more time and try to see if we can get them all knocked out. Oh, and that one actually took everything I had, so that was unexpected. I didn't think I'd need much more than that. I guess I did, so I miscalculated on that one. So we're going to have to go back and grab a little bit more manure, because I'm just going to go make sure that they're all maxed out. And if you overcompensate, you can always dump that excess into the mini BGA, because that's where its final destination is going to be anyway if it doesn't get used in the greenhouse. And that's all on me because I kind of miscalculated on what I might need. The pigs don't really have any manure available to me right now, so we're just going to take everything from the cows. And they have quite a bit. We're just going to go ahead and empty it out. And let's go try this again. And this time we're going to make sure we don't miss. If you are tuned in tonight, watching this, or no matter what platform you're watching it on, if you're catching me live on Twitch or in the or after the fact on YouTube on the replay, in either case, I just want to thank you for tuning in and taking a look at my content. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you love. Let me know what you hate. Or just let me know anything. I'd like to be, well, I definitely like to hear what you got to say. And really don't, I'm just on here, you know, playing a game that I love and just sharing my love for this game with the world. And I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. And even when it seems like I'm not enjoying it, believe me, I am. I'm just dealing with some of the challenges that come with the game. And definitely, you're going to have some. It's not perfect, but that's actually part of the process. And again, just like in life, you know, everything's not always going to go your way. It's the same thing in the virtual world as it is in the real world. And, you know, you just have to roll with the punches and make your adjustments. Of course, correct when necessary and keep things moving. All right, and we still have, crazy enough, have one greenhouse that we can't seem to get topped off. Where is it at? That one right there. And that's the only one for whatever reason. So I'm going to do an unprecedented third pass. Let's See if we could finally get that mysterious trigger that doesn't seem to want to fill. And I know we're in the right spot when the numbers start to change. Let's see if we can find it. All right. And again, I try to line myself. Okay, the numbers just changed, so maybe we just found it. Let's see. Okay, yes, that's the one. All right. So now we can go drop off the leftover manure that we have into the mini BGA. Crazy deer. Lucky that the deer has phasing abilities, or he would have been roadkill. Although deer versus truck, the deers, I don't know who might come out the winner in that little battle, because deers are pretty solid, and I've seen where in real life where they straight up destroyed vehicles, so that's not always a win on either side. I actually have to chalk up that battle to a 50-50. Alright, let's see. We're going to dump all the remaining manure that we have into the mini BGA, and that all can be turned into a wonderful product known as digestate. The next step for our dump truck is we're going to go ahead and bring it back over to the main farm and swap out our dump trailer for our liquids trailer, and grab some water and top off all the water in our water triggers in our greenhouses, which haven't been touched in a little bit, so definitely gonna have a lot of work to do there to get them filled up. At least transport a lot of liquids, I should say, a lot of water. Let's go ahead and drop off the dump trailer and grab our liquids trailer, a liquid tanker or trailer. And it already has 361 liters of water in there, but we're going to fill it all the way up. There's max capacity. And then we're going to hit all of the water triggers on the greenhouses. And it might be even time to retire this slow-filling water hydrant, fire hydrant here, and employ a water device that actually fills a lot quicker. I know there's a modded set of water containers that actually have a fast fill functionality. I think we might need to employ those mods, but I have to do some research to find out what the exactly the mod is, because I don't know whether or not I have those installed or not right now, because the fuel rate on this fire hydrant is pretty slow. Alright, so just hit water, and like I was saying earlier, once I hit the trigger to activate the water filling functionality, all I have to do is just drive forward. And when the tanker hits the trigger that needs filling, it automatically starts filling, so I don't have to keep hitting the buttons for it to activate. Yeah, I wish the dump triggers worked the same way but for whatever reason they don't. It looks like excuse me, looks like we got every one of them, so let's double check. All right, looks like we're in good shape. So all the greenhouses are taken care of, and we could move on to our next activity. All right, so we're gonna move the TLX back over and put the dump trailer back on the 3500, and we're done here for now. So we're gonna hop over to the next section of the farm and to our John Deere 6250. And I did also kind of touch on last stream how I was in the process of turning this farm into more of a Kubota themed farm, because that's one of my favorite brands. John Deere is one of my favorite brands as well, but it's not Kubota, so I have to defer to Kubota when Kubota is available, even though I like John Deere too, and I like the 6250. So I haven't traded it in yet, but now that it's getting up in age, thinking about reconsidering that one, but still just need to get that a little bit more thought before I pull the trigger on that. Because the other thing about this John Deere is it has a little more horsepower to it than the largest Kubota in the game, at least at this present point in time. So that's another point for the John Deere. Excuse me. Alright, we're checking out what we need to do with the cows and the pigs. First order of business is getting them fed, so we'll start with the pigs. And we'll just grab the trailer of the pig feed, get that attached, and bring that around to the feed trigger for the pigsty. All right, and we're in business. And given how many pigs we got, when we go through the whole thing, nope. And while we're here, let's just go ahead and check on the pigs. Typically, I sell my pigs at around 10 or 11 months, really right at 10 months. And so we're doing good there. Alright, and okay, that was a nice driving incident there. And I just go top off my pig food trailer. Alrighty, 8,000 liters. And we're done with feeding of the pigs right now. So we can go ahead and drop this trailer back off to our shed. Actually, let me park this over on this side, because we're going to need to access these silage bales in just a moment. And like I talked about on the last stream as well, for whatever reason I haven't been able to experience much success in completely smoothing out this area here. And I don't know why, and I'm you know, in my opinion, it has to do with the limitations of the landscaping tools within the game. That's one element that has not improved over FS19 all that much, and in fact may have regressed a little bit, even though you have a bunch of new features that are really cool. but the actual ability to alter the landscape itself, I think, is not at the same level that it was in 19, in my humble opinion. Alright, let's go check out the cows and see how their feeding situation is doing. Since we have the cow barn with the robot feeder, we don't really need to do anything with them on a day-to-day basis other than making sure that they have all the elements for the barn to automatically feed them. And the robot feeds the cows every hour upon the hour. And I don't know what the exact amount is. It gives them as far as their TMR every hour, but it does give them TMR every hour, so they will in effect never run out of TMR, even if I don't do anything day to day with the TMR. As long as I keep these 3 bunkers here in the feeding section filled with the materials that it needs to make TMR, I should also say. And that's the hay, that's the straw, and that's the silage. And I'm still not understanding why, because these bunkers are supposed to accept bales, but for whatever reason, I don't know why the straw section is not accepting the straw bales right at the moment. Really weird, but sometimes this game just does some quirky stuff. But I'll just leave that alone. They're there, and see if the game picks them up once the fuel levels goes down. So I won't even touch any of that stuff right now. So actually, we'll just move on. Well, let's look at the levels again. Alright, silage is 108,000. And the hay is 94,306. Yeah. Maybe I'll drop one hay and one silage in there just to see what they do. Alright, let's go ahead. Alright. We'll grab one silage. Because I definitely don't believe they're going to do the same thing that the straw is doing, because the straw is actually behaving weirdly, strangely to me right now. Uh-oh. And we're just in time to see the robot do its thing. So it's doing the mix right now. And yep, we just hit 10 o'clock. I wasn't watching the clock, so we're at 10 o'clock, and you can actually see the robot going through and picking up all the elements that it needs for the mix. Okay, it's going for the hay right now. Grabbing the correct amount of hay that it needs. And drop that in the mixer. Okay. It looks like it's already got its mix, so there you go. You see the robot's on its way. And the robot drops off this TMR and then circles back around and heads back home. Actually, he comes back out the same way he comes in. I don't think he spreads the TMR until he's on his way back. Yeah, 'cause that's what he's doing right now. All right, that's pretty cool. Just love that, love that. Really cool to watch. And that technology's got to be crazy. I know that's got to be crazy in real life as well. All right, so we're gonna grab one hay as well. Just go ahead and drop that over. And then we'll go grab the straw blower and make sure all the bedding is in good shape for all of the cows and the pigs. Okay. And we're grabbing the coon pre-mower. And we're just gonna start with the cows and then go to the pigs. The cows might even use all the straw we have here. We're about to find out. Because they went through a pretty decent amount yesterday. So let's see how they do today. I'm not getting the trigger to pop. I'm not understanding what may be the situation there. There we go. Yeah, they're going through the straw quite a bit, so might actually go through all three of them and have to reload. Yep, we use all the bales that are in the tool and they're still looking for more, so let's go put some more bales into the tool. Alright, and there we go. 2 bales. Come on, buddy. Settle down in there correctly. Boom. Alright, and grab 2 more. And again, I just like to say, if you're tuned in tonight, I appreciate you tuning in and watching my content. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And my apologies, this is not live streams while playing video games and bikini videos, but it's still some cool stuff. Yes, and I just discovered that today, and it's actually kind of, well, it shouldn't be shocking, but it is a little bit to me that's some of the most popular stuff, especially when you come into the front page on Twitch, is all these people doing bikini live streams. I just noticed today, although it's probably been there all the time, but I just never really paid it that much attention. guess it's one of those things, you know. I was a teenage boy once too, so I do kind of get it, and especially if we would have had some of this technology at our disposal when I was a certain age. Some things might have been very different. Say we had to look certain things up the old-fashioned way, you know. And all our stuff was print and not so much all this digital content. And so having all these different things at your fingertip access has just got to be crazy, you know. That's why as a older adult, or as I like to say, a seasoned adult, I try not to be as harsh and judgmental on the young people of today, because while certainly things are different and certainly things have changed, and I think there's certain proclivities with this generation that are not the best. You also have to remember, take into consideration that it's a very different world that they're growing up in versus the world that we grew up in. You know, information that we had to kind of do a little work to seek is right at their fingertips every day with just this little handheld computing device called a phone, a smartphone. So it's just a very different world. But human beings are still human beings, and their different capacities are still the same, regardless of the technology that's available to them. But people do have to do better and be better. But that's never changed. That's always been an issue with humanity, regardless of the technology. All right, we're all done with the straw. We've provided straw to the pigs and to the cows. So we're done here. We can go ahead and park our tractor and move on to some other activity a lot more interesting. We've done it. We've taken care of the horses. We've taken care of the pigs. We've taken care of the cows. And let's take a look at everybody. Oh yeah, I did do the chickens off camera as well, so we don't need to do anything with there. The cows' food is pretty much maxed out. Sheep are good to go. Horses could stand to be, their food needs to be taken care of. So that is one thing I do need to do, is let's hop over to the stables and grab our other little Kubota vehicle, and let's go grab some horse food. And I felt there was no need to put a separate feed silo over by the stables, since the stables is fairly close to the farm, so I can always just drive over to the farm to grab whatever feed I need for my horses. So we're just gonna grab a load of oat. The Kubota holds 1,000 liters capacity. And we'll drive that back over to the stables. I think we were also talking about remodeling this horse stable section. Maybe that will be something we will get into tonight. We'll look at it in just a bit and see if that's worth the time and effort tonight. All right, well, let's drop off the horse feed. Alright, take a peek at where that has us at. Alright, food looks much better, and let's just go ahead and grab some hay as well. Excuse me, straw. That's what I meant to say, straw, not hay. Alright. And that's the same process. We just drive in here till we see the trigger pop up and dump everything that we have. And anything that's left over, we'll put that back into the silo. And just, this is another area where I've experienced a ton of problems trying to smooth out the terrain. And it's just one of those points of frustration with me with the game is the terrain editing tools leave very much to be desired. And I think, like I said last week, just putting a grid, incorporating a grid into the tool would be great. So I can at least have something that better informs me of what the contours of the landscape actually looks like and what it's doing. All right. So now our animals are all taken care of. And we can move on to checking the status of our fields. And just for a general overall review slash overview, these are all the fields that I own. The base farm that you get when you start out a game on ELM Creek are fields 45 and 46, which I merged into one singular field. Also, field 44 is a field that you own, but I basically got rid of that field, and that's the area where I have my greenhouses located at now. Field 49 was another field that you own, and I have sheds where my sheep barn is where that field used to be located at now, so that's where the sheep are at, as well as my two storage sheds slash machine sheds. Fields 47 and 48 I purchased and that merged those into one singular field. We also have field 50, field 43, 42, 41, and 40. This is oat, sugarcane, wheat, grapes. Field 50 is corn. 47 and 48 are grass. 53 is what crop is that? Losing a brain cell. Sunflowers. Field 54 is barley. 55 is sugar beet. And those are all the fields that I currently own at the moment. And as we look at just expanding, certainly have my eyes on 38, 39, and 36 right now, because that's just kind of, spreading out organically, as we increase our area. We definitely want to move in that direction. I can also look at moving over here to 30, 31, and 32 as we expand outward as well. And even as we also looking at 57, 56, and 57. All of these are definitely viable options. Now, as far as some of the fields that are further away from the farm, maybe not so much, as they're not so practical for me per se, at least at this point in time. But definitely as we even expand even further, depending on how long or how deep we get into the series, we definitely want to start eyeballing some of the larger fields on this map, including 70, 71, 69, 68, and 69, and maybe even 58 to a lesser degree. But that depends on how long we run and how big we want to get on this series. But in kind of talking and getting into that conversation, I kind of lost my train of thought right there right away, didn't I? All right, so we want to take a look at our fields and see. We're in the process of taking a look at our fields and seeing if there's whatever else we might need to do with them right now. They're all growing and moving right along. 54 looks to be at its most advanced growth state. Well, the 45 and 46 are as well. So that means we should be coming up close to a point of harvesting for that field. And just a reminder, I have not removed the stones from field 54, so I still need to do that at some point. But since when I purchased these fields, they already had crops in place, I didn't want to mess with the crop, at least until I had my first harvest out of the way. And once I harvest the crop on 54, then I can come through and do my stones and really refresh that field so that it's in the proper harvesting cycle, if you will. Let's see. No, that's really no. I don't see anything. We need any fertilizer on any of the fields or anything like that. Definitely don't need any lime. Excuse me. My apologies for what's going on with my throat tonight. Let me see. I might need to take a lozenge. But looks like field 47 and 48 and 40 are doing some weird things as far as the precision farming is showing me here. And I don't quite understand why, because I've followed all the steps precisely like you're supposed to. At least when I look at the environmental score, it's showing 100 for everything. The only field that's being really weird right now is field 70, and it's showing 0. It's like nothing for my nitrogen state, and that's insane, because if we pop over there, in fact, let me show you here why that's just so crazy. We're just going to use a shortcut and use our horse barn to kind of hop over to that part of the map. But let's go. All right, why'd I get stuck? All right, let's go, buddy. Yeah, if we actually go over here to the field, it shows the expected yield is 82, yield potential was 89. But when you look at the nitrogen, it says good and perfect for the pH. I had the machine set to, when I laid out the nitrogen, to the automatic dispersal rate, so it should have put this field at the best state that it needed to be for the nitrogen to be where it's supposed to be. But yet I'm still getting different readouts here, from good to bad to and even perfect. So that's just insane, and I don't know why that's the case. To even okay, like, what is this? I don't. But let's see. One thing I can try. Let's hop over to my Kubota. Alright, and I think this tractor already has fertilizer in it. So what I may just do, let's see if it changes anything or not. And I'm going to run over that field one more time with a fertilizer spreader. Except I'm going to turn off the automatic application rate. Alright. And just let it spray all the way over it. Oops, wrong button. Because again, I don't really... And look at there, even as I do it now, it's not showing that anything's changing. And I don't get that. I really don't understand why that's not updating. Because it should, those numbers should be changing or updating. Because I am putting some product onto the field. So it has to have some kind of impact. It has to. That's just crazy to me. So something's just broken right now. I don't know what. But we're just gonna have to play through it. It is very annoying right now, for lack of a better term. And make sure we turn the automatic application rate back on. Alright, so we're gonna bring this bad boy, place it back in storage. And we've already done our check to see if there were any products that we could sell in the month of May. We're good to go there, so we don't need to check anything as far as our productions change are concerned necessarily. But there are a few things that I need to still take a peek at. I know one of them being my BGA. Alright, lime production has a lot of lime in storage that I could move over to my lime silo if I want to at this time. Alright, let's see, the mini BGA, 20,000 liters of manure, so I can go ahead and turn that on so that could be processed into digestate, methane, and electric charge. And that looks to be pretty much it, I believe. Grain mill is chugging away. Sugar mill is maxed out. We don't have any any grapes to process for the grape processing unit at this time. And same for the oil mill. All right, the dairy could use some milk, but it's still in good shape right now. Same with the bakery as far as flour is concerned. So yeah, nothing to do with the production chain. So looks like we're done for today for the most part. I'll go ahead and grab this flour and make sure it's getting distributed. Excuse me, I say flour, I mean wool. That's just a quick brain malfunction there. Alright, so looks like we're good to go for today. And we can move on to the next business day and then to the month of June. So let's step back over to the farmhouse. And we're going to sleep until the next day. It's like magic. All right, so there we go. It's nap time. All right, we're in day 1 in June. And right off from the jump, let's take a look at our crop calendar and see what we have in store. Barley should be ready to harvest, so we have some things to do today. So let's go over to our crops and take a look at the growth from the growth filter. And we can see the barley field is ready to harvest. So we're going to need to, since I don't currently own a harvester, we're going to lease a harvester and go ahead and get that barley harvested. And that should give us, produce both barley and straw, which we'll need to bale. And then from there, we'll go ahead and, after we finish harvesting, we'll do our mulching and our stone picking. And then we'll need to go ahead and plant for the next season. And I think I still keep barley on that field. I don't know if I plant a different crop in that field or not. All right, so, but before we even get into that, we got to recycle all of the daily farm activity that we need to do as far as our animals are concerned in our greenhouses. So we start off there before we get into the whole harvesting bit. Let's go grab some barley for our chickens. Good. And we could lay that all to rest. Put that back in the silo. And then go grab some seeds for our greenhouses. Oops, pressed the wrong button. Alright, and we're just hitting all the seed fill points. This time I'm just not worried about being as thorough because I don't need to do that. Make sure all the fuel points are topped off exactly every day, but at least you want to do that every other day, especially since I'm playing 2-day months. I think 3,000 liters of manure ought to be more than enough for the greenhouses. So we're just going to take the manure over to the greenhouses, get that taken care of, and then move on to the next big thing. And look at that, the grass field is looking great. Alright, here we go. And again, we're going to try to park it in front of each set of doors, in front of the greenhouse, and hope that we are able to hit all of the field points. We'll just go through each one of them one by one. Happy with that, so I'm not even going to check to see if we hit them all 100% or not. We're just going to go ahead and go back over to the animal barns and dump the remaining manure into the mini BGA. So we can keep that whole digestate production chain moving along. Grab all the digestate from the pigs as well as the cows. Cows haven't really given us that much this time, huh? Alright, and we're going to dump all of that manure into our mini BGA. And they'll turn that into digestate, methane, and electric charge. So we're done with the dump truck, and we go ahead and unload the dump trailer and go to the liquid trailer. And if it looks like deja vu tonight, and that's because it is, we're just on a new day, so we just have to run through all these same activities day to day. Alright, so start filling. And we're just going to fill the water tanker up to its maximum capacity. And then top off all the water tanks and our greenhouses, and move on from there to our taking care of our cows and our pigs. Taking care of the cows and the pigs should be pretty quick. Really only just touching off their, topping off their straw, because it should be still good to go on the cows should be good to go on the TMR, and make sure the pigs have pig food. There you go. And we're done with the liquid tanker. So we can drop that back off. Go. So we're done with the TLX 3500, and we can hop over to my John Deere. And just to mix it up, we'll start with the straw blower. Just blow straw until the game tells us that we don't need any more straw. Cows take quite a bit of straw. There you go. And do the same for the pigs. And once you see that straw is not accepted here, that just means that it's not accepted because it's full. And they probably could have worked on giving a better message for that in the game, but hey, sometimes the devil is in the details, especially when you're dealing with multiple translations. Since the company that makes this game is based out of German, I bet you the best translations are going to be the German ones. Okay, and we'll drop that off. That would just leave this whole configuration over here. Because you only need the bell forks when you need them. Yeah, I think that's really all we need to do today, at least on this. Okay, got too close to the wall apparently. All right. And there's your numbers for the cow barn with the feeding robot. We have 35,000 liters of milk being produced right now. 64,000 liters of slurry. Hay's at 87,550. Silage is at 101,057 liters. Straw is at 95,913 liters. Mineral feeds 94,294 liters. And this silo that I have for if I need to purchase some mineral feed and have it stored on the farm. Even though, and this is the mineral feed silo that feeds the cow barn. Alright, so we're good to go with our animals for right now. Let's double check that to see, make sure. Oh, we still got to do our pig feed. But otherwise, we're okay. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Cows, 35,000 liters of milk, 64,000 liters of slurry. Pigs have 13,000 liters of slurry. They got the slaw. And other than their pig food, they're in good shape. There's still a couple more months before they'll reproduce and also be of the right age so that they can be sold. Let's go do our pig food real quick and then we can go get started on this harvesting. Grab my pig food trailer, hit the trigger, pig food, dump that right into the feeder. And it should take a little bit more this time. Yeah, it's because as they get older, they tend to eat more, so just have to be mindful of that. And once they get to a certain age, you start to encounter the law of diminishing returns, so you're spending more money in feeding them and keeping them fat when you can make more profit if you just sell them before they start to eat too much. And in the game, that point starts at around 10 months. So probably about 10 months to a year, you want to go ahead and sell your hogs. All right. So we're done with the pig food. We can go ahead and drop the trailer back off. And yeah, and actually just go ahead and park the deer because now we're done over here. So now we can go right into our barley harvest. And let's go lease us a harvester. And I have a few different base game harvesters and also have some modded harvesters installed. And I think for this job, I just want to use one of the cheaper ones because I'm only just doing this one little harvest today. So we're going to go with the mod that I have, the John Deere 9600 to 9610 mod. And again, my apologies for not knowing who the mod makers are. I believe it's custom modding, but don't quote me on that. I'll look that up and provide that information in just a bit. Let's see. Actually, this mod is by Sid Modding. My apologies. All right, so let's go in there into that. We don't need any tank extensions because again, this is just one. We're just leasing this for just this one field, harvest of this one field. We don't even need to have any of the options. Just buy it, or excuse me, just lease it just as is, really. So that would be a yes to all the default options. All right, so that's at the shop. And we also need to get this John Deere 625X header. So I'm going to go ahead, actually though, let's do that this way. Let's go to headers, and we're going to go to the ones from the 2 height control for harvesters, excuse me, for headers mod, and that's by DD Mod Passion. Because with these modded headers, you're able to do something called fast harvest, and that's actually means that you'll be allowed to harvest that instead of the default feed of 7 to 9 miles per hour. You can harvest at the max speed that the harvester will go. And so we want to grab this 625X header and make sure we grab the header trailer as well. So just go ahead and lease the trailer. Go back, and lease the header. Alright, so now we need to just hop on over to the shop, and there's our harvester and a header and our trailer, header trailer. And we just need to grab the header. And one thing I did forget to mention while I was selecting the header, you always want to make sure that when you're selecting your header that you're grabbing the correct header for whatever crop type you're intending to harvest. Because there's different headers that you would use from if you're harvesting corn versus sunflower versus grain crops. So just make sure you have the right header as well when you're... Okay, why is this not wanting to turn? I'm not... What in the heck is happening, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. What's the dealio? Alright, let's try this again. I don't know what's the issue. Okay. Not to mention that the headers are supposed to automatically attaching what to? I don't know what that message was for. Alright. So now I think we got it. Allegedly. Alright, so we're gonna take this setup over to our barley field so that we can harvest the barley. Alright, so here we are. And we're blazing away at the lightning speed of 19 miles an hour. Gotta love it. More power. Vroom, vroom. Alright, and I've pulled this setup over on the side somewhere so that it's out of the way. And get our harvester all turned around. Okay, can he get there or what? That's just all kind of crazy. Alright. So, first thing we want to do is kind of do a headland at the top of the field so that we have enough room for the harvester to kind of turn around so that it do its job. So we want to unfold the harvester, lower the header, turn on the harvester, make sure we have the straw swath turned on. And we probably want to do at least one, maybe two headlands. Okay, I don't know why it's moving so slow. This thing should be blazing. Okay. Don't get what's happening right now. This is totally this is even going slower than the default harvesting speed, so I don't know what is the issue. I'm totally puzzled right now. Alright. Completely puzzled as to what's happening. Alright. Let's see if you turn on the AI worker, if he's gonna... Yeah. I don't know why the mod's not working and why the harvester is moving like it's like something's holding it back. I'm not sure. Maybe that mod only works with the base game harvesters. I could have sworn that was not the case. I could have sworn it worked with any harvester as long as you use the modded headers, but I don't know. Alright, but anyway, the worker's chugging away there. Let's see, let's go ahead and get my, we'll use this trailer. Open gate. So when he's ready to unload, we'll use our Max Superliner MP10. Alright, close gate. Just make sure we have the right dump trailer attachment on it. Too fast there, wasn't able to turn the vehicle until it slowed down. is the worker doing now? Yeah, it appears there's some kind of issue with the setup. I know I'm not exactly sure what the cause of the issue is, but it's an issue between the mod and the header. That's the only thing I can think of right now, so maybe I'll run it back on the next time I do a harvest. I do the same header and a base game piece of equipment. No, I do the same harvester and a base game header and see if I experience the same issue. Well, I could test that out just for amusement purposes. Although that means I have to haul that header back from the shop, and I just don't feel that. Maybe that's something I test off camera. But this is going way too slow, because this is not even going at the rate of speed that it's supposed to under normal standards. It's not 3 miles an hour. So there's really some kind of issue here, and I can't put my finger on what it is. The harvesting is not supposed to be at that low rate of speed, and especially when using a mod that's supposed to speed the whole deal up. Let me see something. Because what it looks like, what's happening is the header is sitting too low. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the issue is. But I have to do some testing with this whole setup off camera just to see if I can figure out what's going on. Because this harvesting process is going a lot slower than it should be. Alright, but we're almost got a full load, so we can go ahead and hop over to our Mack truck superliner and start to get it into position. works out. Surfs up. Alrighty, good stuff. So that's one load. And at the rate of speed the harvester's going, it's going to take them quite some time to get this field done. And that's my only concern right now. I think we might need to just chop this whole experiment up, because that's in the interest of time. Let's do this. I know it's blowing way more money than I intended to be blowing right now. It's Miss AI work. Yeah, go ahead and finish this piece. And I know I said I was going to deal with this off camera, but we need to deal with this right now. It just must be an issue with the mod. This particular header, because it's dragging way too low on the ground. All right, so let's just do that. And we're just gonna grab at least a base game. If my theory is correct, it's a issue with the harvester, but we're going to go ahead and turn that one in and go grab a different one just to humor me here. And let's see. If I don't, what's the next most priciest one around? Let's try the S550, S670 series. That's not quite as cheap as the 9600 one. 62. And again, we just don't need, I just have a feeling the issue is literally with the harvester. And I hope this doesn't bite me in the you know what, because I didn't opt for doing testing with a base game harvester first. And since this field is not that far from the shop, it's not that much of a pain, although I just wasted a lot of money having to spend in for leasing 2 different harvesters in the same day. But I just want to see what's going on here and if this makes a difference, because at the rate of speed that we're harvesting right now, that's just entirely too slow. Because again, that's not even going at the normal speed that the harvester is supposed to go at. That's 3 miles an hour is not how slow the harvester is supposed to be moving. If it does the same thing with this harvester, then the next thing I need to test it with is with a base game harvester. Unfortunately, I have enough money in the bank account where I can take this loss while I get this figured out, but this is definitely not ideal under any scenario. Alright, so we got a different harvester. And let's just go ahead and hire our worker. And let's, well, the worker's going to move at the default speed though. Dismiss AI worker. Go ahead and turn on. Yep. It's an issue with the mod. So we're doing what we're supposed to do here. But this is what the two height control harvesters are supposed to produce as far as results are concerned. You're moving at the max speed that the harvester can go, which is unrealistic, but pretty cool as far as if you're in the interest of time goes. But again, this is just one of those things that all depends on how deep you want to get into the sim aspect of the game, or whether you want to get into just the fun of doing some of the things in the game. Because like if I hit this and bring the worker in, the worker will drive at the default speed, so he's going to go to 7 and 9 miles an hour, which is still a little bit faster than they would normally drive, but it's all cool. So there's an issue with that 9600 mod, so I might even just take that one, uninstall that one, and just leave that one alone until maybe it's updated or something. Yeah, while he's chugging away at that, we're checking it. Might as well take a look and see some of the items that are on sale right now. Nothing that I really have an interest in purchasing. Maybe no, the Massey Ferguson 8S. We have the little forklift, electric forklift. Hey, but that's about it. Nothing that I really want to get into right now. Though I do want to grab an electric vehicle at some point because we want to utilize some of the electric charge that we're creating in the mini BGA. I just don't know what piece or pieces of equipment I want to utilize to use that charge at the moment. I definitely had to give that a little bit more thought. Alright, we're just about a little over halfway through this field. Through no fault of my own. Because we're having a few technical difficulties there, but we'll get this job knocked out before the stream is over. Whether the universe wants us to or not. I guess one thing I can go ahead and get ahead of right now is we can go ahead and start working on our baling process. So let's go ahead and hop over to our main farm and grab our baling equipment. Oops, wrong gate. Let's open this gate. And we're gonna grab our Kubota fast bale. Alright, and head on over to the field that we're currently harvesting, and let's just start picking up that straw and getting it all baled up and ready to go for the next phase of our field work. And then after that, we just come through with a bale trailer and pick up all those bales and put them in our storage shed so we can have those available for our farm animals. Alright, we'll pick up, turn on the baler. The only thing we gotta be careful of is making sure we don't leave any bales in front of the harvester that might prevent the worker from being able to finish their work. Because if we leave any bales that are in their path, the AI worker's just not going to know what to do. In fact, if there's a bale in this way, you get that famous message that all of farming simulator workers know all too well. Worker whatever is blocked by an object. Always such a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful message. Alright, so right now we're just gonna chugging away at creating some straw bales, which we'll need and we'll use for our animals. You gotta clean up this little collection of straw that you have down here in this end of the field because the worker was having so much trouble getting turned around with that other harvester. So let's just go ahead and get that all cleaned up here. And that should do the job. Alright, so we're just working on getting this field harvested, and okay, I gotta make sure I pay attention to when the harvester is done too, because it's actually gonna get filled up rather quickly with that fast harvesting activity going on. Just remember while I'm baling, just to still hop around and take a peek at the harvesters if I'm going to fast harvest. Alright, so back to our baling operation. I'm still kind of bouncing around in my head. What are going to be the next fields I want to purchase? What are the next pieces of equipment I want to purchase? You definitely want to keep doing different things to make your game interesting, new, fresh, and just to keep different things moving. Even though just doing all the regular farm activities are more than enough entertainment for me, but I just want to do some things to kind of keep everyone's interest in. Make sure that you're staying tuned and watching what I have going on. But definitely, if you're just cool with just seeing me doing just standard stuff with the equipment, just let me know if there's any particular preferences or any type of equipment that you want to see me use in my live streams. Definitely let me know in the comments. I definitely take those that information under advisement and consideration. And it's really cool now because if you're watching my series since the beginning now, you watch me kind of build this farm up from scratch. Everything I did on this farm was a little bit prior to me starting to do these labs, so you didn't see everything I did to get this farm into the state that it's in now. But you definitely saw me going from being basically a broke farmer to a farmer that's actually making a hefty profit right about now and have a decent amount of money in the bank, from going from having little to no money in the bank to having millions of dollars in the bank. And we're going to try to expand this operation even more to get that number even bigger than what it is now. All right, so the workers, harvester's ready to dump again, so let's go address that issue. hopefully that should be the last dump he needs to do before he finishes the field, but maybe not. It's definitely gonna be close. Okay. While he's chugging away at that, let's turn the baler back on and keep it moving. All right. Well, that was quite brilliant. Wanted to try and get that little patch that I missed over there, but that didn't quite turn out as expected. Missing a lot of little spots this go around. And the OCD section of my brain just won't let that go. So we're gonna come back and hit those right now. Alright, we'll come back around this time, and we're going to lower okay, so we want to lower the pickup and hit that next pass. I see ya. This baling work is not always the most exciting work, but then at the same time it is. At least for me, I actually think it's really cool. I could just sit here for hours and hours and watch this equipment do its thing. Just think it's really cool. And even when it comes to, kind of missed the row there, to like doing the silage bales, it's just really neat to me how all that machinery works. And our worker looks like he's finished, and he did actually get the field done without having to do unload one more load before he got to the end of the field, which is pretty cool. And again, everybody, I just want to apologize tonight that my voice hasn't always held up its end of the bargain. But definitely just hang in there, hang with me. We're still going to get the job done like we always do. Yeah, I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but however you're catching my content, I appreciate your support. Sincerely appreciate your support. You know, I'm just getting started in this whole streaming business, and I hope and pray that I'll continue to learn and grow and get bigger and bigger. Alright, well, we just got 2 more rows to take care of here, and then we'll be done with this bale work on this field. And as you can see all the stones, and definitely want to get those stones taken care of. The only thing I'm not sure of, though, is whether the game will let me bring a stone picker through at this point, right after harvesting, and pick up the stones, or maybe I just have to plow the field all over again and bring the stones up that way so that I can actually harvest them. But in either case, I'll be done with this part of at least this particular field work once I finish these 2 rows. Alright, before I make a pass down this last row, let's just go ahead and unload the harvester. And we won't need the harvester anymore today, so we can go ahead and return it back to the shop. Before I do, I just want to double check I don't have any other field that could be harvested today. Especially since I've already doubled up on my leasing fees for harvesters today due to the problem I was having with the other harvester. Let's go look at that map real quick. Alright, you can see which fields are close to being ready to harvest. 40, 45, 46, 47, 48 will be ready to harvest in the next month. But we should be good for the month of June as far as harvesting is concerned. Alright, so that's all taken care of, so we just need to run this baler down this last row. And we'll come back through with a bale trailer and pick up our bales. And that's probably where we'll pick up on the next stream, right from that particular spot. And I just realized I didn't do my little screenshot for tonight, so we need to do that right before we hop off tonight. So let me get my setup here. Where we at? Help window. Turn that bad boy off. Because we already know what the controls are for the most part. But it just depends on what machinery I'm using. Alright, that'll make a good green screenshot right there. Alright. I like to kind of have that angle. Alright, so right about there. Boom. That's the one I like. Alright, lift pick up. Yeah, I got one little patch there. That's not, of course, that's not going to be enough to complete another bale, but it'll still be something we want to save for whenever we do another set of bales again. Alright, so turn it off, fold it up. Alright, so we're all done with the baler. And guess what? We're all done with the stream too. Alright. So this is going to end the stream. Where we're going to end it at tonight. We'll pick up from here when we come back in on Wednesday. Like I always say, if you're not having fun doing what you do, then what are you doing? This is Bose831 Gaming. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. It's Bose831 Gaming. Please follow me on all the social platforms. I'm on Twitch, Bose831 Gaming. On Twitter, Bose831 Gaming. Bose831 Gaming on YouTube. Bose831 Gaming on Facebook. Bose831 Gaming on Instagram. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. And as always, I'll catch you on the flip side. See you next stream. Have a great night.